Okay, so we're going to do a Zentangle dragon eye today. And so I'm going to start with, what you want to do is you want to start with your, I'm doing mine kind of on the smaller side, but you'll probably do yours on like 9 by 12 paper. But if you look at where it's located, it should be about 2/3 of the way down the page and about 1/3 of the way, or a little past 1/3 of the way up the page. Okay, so I've got the basic shape of my dragon eye, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the inside eyelid. Okay, so it basically starts here, and as it comes down it's going to get a little bit wider here, and then it goes right into the corner of its eye. Okay, right here's the corner, this is the outside edge. Okay, then I'm going to go on the top along this way. Alright, and then basically on the inside of his eye, it looks very similar to the human eye, okay, where this is like that little tear duct area, and then the eyeball basically starts right past that, okay, and so we're going to go ahead and that's like the eyeball there, that's not the pupil, okay. Go ahead and draw really lightly at first, and then you're going to draw darker, okay. So then we're just going to draw the actual, it's actually the iris of the eye, which is the colored part of the eye. And then the difference with human eye is that there's a circle for the pupil. A dragon eye is more of a slit, or like a, basically like a an oval, but with points on the end, okay? So I'm just going to draw that slit like that. And then the scales. So when I draw my scales, I just want to draw overlapping like that. Now the fun part's going to come when we get to add color. And then the background, or the negative space, is going to be filled with Zentangles, okay? And then the top eyelid is going to have smaller. And then basically, as it comes out, you're going to do a similar shape. Okay, so that's our basic dragon eye. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to outline it with Sharpie, and then we're going to fill with colored pencil. So first thing I'm going to do is outline it. Okay, so there's our dragon eye. Let this dry really good, even though it's a permanent marker. Sometimes it takes a minute. So you can do any analogous colors. Analogous colors sit next to each other on the color wheel. So I'm going to do blue. And then we're going to do a complementary color in his eye. Okay, so I'm going to do blues on his scales. Basically, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do some shading along my ridge lines here.
So I'm making each of those parts of the ridge look like there's a shadow, and then I'm going to come in with the lightest color blue that I have as like a highlight, and then surround that with the medium blue, just to give it some dimension and some depth. And finally I'm going to take the lightest colored pencil and blend when I'm done.
So what I'm going to do is I'll do the blue, the medium blue inside this time. You have to, when you're blending colors, you have to overlap. Otherwise it doesn't work. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and fill this in with the darker blue. And then I'll come over it with my purple to make it even darker. I'm going to come in and add more detail here. I'm just getting a basic color into the background here. And what I want is I'm going to have it be darker towards the inside. Okay, so the inside of the eye is going to be the lightest around the pupil, and the pupil is actually going to be black. So I'll use my black colored pencil. And we also want to have a highlight in the eye, which I'm going to kind of draw here. It doesn't have to be perfectly round. Okay. So I'm going to like make it look like it's coming out this direction. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm going to go with orange. And I'm going to come back and blend it in a minute, okay, guys? So it's always best to blend with the lightest. Either if you have a colorless blender, that's a kind of color pencil that is just a blending pencil. It doesn't have a color. But if you don't, I'm going to do a little bit of the brown around this. You can use the lightest color is the best way to blend, okay? Do a good job on this, and you want to do some burnishing, which is like making it nice and full and almost like shadowy. Okay? I mean, not shadowy, but like glossy. So there's no, it's not like a light, it's not a light coloring, it's a dark coloring. And then this is the white part of the dragon's eye, and And this is gonna be like dark, so I'm gonna do purple. Okay, so we got our dragon eye. Now the fun part is to fill the background with Zentangles. Well, I don't know, I like the coloring part too, but you might like the Zentangle part best, I'm not sure. So I have different, like a thin and a medium permanent marker. And you can do this also with like just a fine tip ballpoint pen and a Sharpie. Works great. So let me get you guys, let's do some Zentangles.